close. I would be remiss, and I know Dudley, you gave me your time back so we can leave. But I just want to again to stress the important work of the Connecticut Commission on Educational Achievement. I mean, I marketed them. When I first came across the board, if you read the article, Connecticut Mirror, I said, here they go again. They're going to promise some other things. These are not new recommendations. What is different now? And what is different now is under President Barack Obama, we have created a conversation nationally to address the achievement gap. He has put a microscope on education, so understanding that my president knows that education is the great equalizer. I appreciate the recommendations, and I was able to leverage that. When we introduced legislation to the state capitol, and Representative Jason Bartlett, I mean, he took some hits on behalf of parents and students. And that is why the state of Black Connecticut exists, so that we can mobilize communities and come together collectively to give that public covering to those who have moral courage to do what is right by all of its citizens. We don't have the right to choose who gets educated or who does not. We have the right to ensure that every institution gives great education to all students based on their abilities. And we don't have the right to select who we're going to educate and who we will not. So again, Dudley, I appreciate, and the other members at the table, I appreciate the work of the Connecticut Commission on Educational Achievement. I'm so happy to know that you're on the Education Task Force. With the governor, we would definitely like to work with you so that we can support you in supporting communities so that we can turn around this achievement gap. Connecticut would not survive at the level of failure that it currently exists. We're here in this room to turn it around. We can turn it around. So again, Commissioner Dudley Williams, thank you so much for being here, and I'm sure we'll be calling you to your wife saying, stop calling him when you gotta get some sleep. We'll talk about it tomorrow. And thank you, Ms. Beverly James, for indulging me because my passion, I am very concerned about my children's future. That is why I'm here. And as we close out, I would like some closing remarks from State Representative Gary Holder Winfield, who is a force to be reckoned with. I am so happy to know Representative Winfield out of New Haven, and I would like for him to wrap us up as we transition. The honoree of the evening is State Representative Jason Bartlett, and I do want to acknowledge him, but we're going to give him all his kudos in the next room because he has supported us. You don't make me cry because I'm working it out. But the sacrifices he has made and the Black and Puerto Rican Caucus has made was historical for parents. And I'm able to move parents because the reforms that the Black and Puerto Rican Caucus put on the table and aggressively sought renewed hope. So parents say, I don't mind doing my part way, as long as other people are prepared to do theirs. And so what is it I need so that I can be a more effective parent? Because right now, the way the recession is, we're more on a trajectory for the Department of Children and Families. And all parents saying is, before you want to take my children saying I'm not able to support them, teach me as opposed to judge me. Which, by the way, will be my new book when it comes out. Teach me, don't judge me, just throw it out there. And I have authors to work with in the room. So again, thank you, Commission, and I'm going to turn it over to Gary Holder Winfield to close us out, and then we'll transition into the other rooms. Thank you, everyone, for your patience.
I thought I was going to come here and just kind of be in conversation, so if I'm not coherent, please forgive me. I got here because I was a community activist, and I've always believed something that guides me as a legislator. And I believe that we all have responsibilities to others. And I often hear people talk about, or actually I often hear people say something that I don't think they really understand, and they quote Martin Luther King, who quotes other people talking about the moral arc of the universe. And it's nice to talk about the moral arc of the universe and it bending towards justice and all of that, but it doesn't just do that. There has to be something to act upon that arc. And so I think of that arc kind of like a light, and I think that light has to bend through some prism. And I think that we are that prism through which the light bends. And if we're not people about the business of doing justice, then the moral arc of the universe never gets there. And so when I ran for office, I said to people, I want to promise you something. And I want to make it very clear to you what I'm promising you. What I'm promising you is a different approach to doing what we do as people in government. And so at that time, Barack Obama was running, everybody's excited about hope. And everybody's like, oh, hope, yeah, we got this hope thing. But I didn't think people got the whole thing. So I said, it's good that we're talking about hope, but beyond hope is belief. And our mission is to give people reason to believe in it. And I think that's why when I entered the legislature, you had people like Jason who really believed that we needed to save our children, that you saw something different happening. The reality is this. We can talk about all the reasons why we get here, but what I see when I talk about the achievement gap is what I see in my neighborhood, because I moved into one of the worst neighborhoods in New Haven. So now I would see this every day when I open my door. Now my wife doesn't like that, but that's what we moved to. And when I open the door, I see the results, and I see children that do not have hope in their eyes, and I don't understand how you have children like that. And I see people who have to experience the sounds of gunshots and trucks and all of these things that go on in their neighborhood to create disturbance. And I ask myself, what are we doing? We have people who we elect, and I'm not just talking about people who represent urban communities, people who we elect who talk about education and have not done a thing. We've known for decades what we need to do, for decades. And yet we wake up and we say, I've discovered that black people and Latinos and others who live in these communities can learn. We've known they can learn. We've known that for a long time. We've known everything we need to know to deal with this achievement gap. And it is time for us to do that. It's time for us to stop. And I'm glad that the reason that we really get here is not because we've grown up, we've all of a sudden decided that we love these people. Because, we talk about our children. Our children weren't always our children. Our children used to be other people's children in communities we could forget about. But thank goodness that the demographics of this state are changing. Because in Connecticut now, we're going to talk about our children. And we're going to talk about we love our children and they need to succeed. But the real reason that we are, some of us just care. But the real reason why some of us are here is because this state's in trouble. Half the workforce in about 9.5 years, age 25 to 29, which is the incoming educated workforce, will be black and Latino in this state. And if you don't fix this problem, then you will not have a state that can do science, technology, engineering, and math. So what I ask people is, let's have these conversations, and let's have the real conversations, because I appreciate the work of the commission, but there are people who refuse to talk about the underlying issues of race. We'll talk about the issues of economics in this thing, but if you don't deal with the issues of race, you're not dealing with this issue. And so I don't know how coherent I was, but I know one thing. I love the kids in our communities, and I am trying my best, and I think there's some people who are trying their best, and we need people like you who understand that this issue is important to help us do that, and we want to be in conversation with you, so thank you.
So again, thank you everyone for your patience this evening. Again, ConCan, Alex Johnson, thank you very much for hosting our this is our very first campaign. And I want you to know it was tough. I would prefer to take picket signs and sneakers and mobilize communities with my bullhorn than do this. But I took on the role of president and CEO of the State of Black Connecticut Alliance, and I work with great mentors. I'd like to again thank Brandon Flame from Massachusetts from the Black Man Can. You gave Bridgeport High School something to look forward to. We will be bringing you back. Trenton Marsh, thank you. Stanford, we loved you in Stanford. We just appreciate you. He's the author of the book 1.0 to 4.0. He spoke to the black males in Stanford High School. And then we had Byron Garrett, who spoke to the girls in Stanford High School. The staff was great. We have the job to do, and we are capable of doing it. Thank you very much, Adam Chira, which is the legislative aide for State Representative Jason Bartlett. He is a trooper. He got us through a historical rally at the state capitol, and he was great. Jason lent to the parents and the community, and again, you have to have the heart to do that. He could have said, I have a job to do, this is not my 9 to 5. He ensured that we were successful at the state capitol, and Adam, I thank you very much. And again, to everyone else in this room tonight, Ellen Wynn, please stand up, from the Education Equality Project. Supporter since day one when I had not a clue. Sometimes I still don't have a clue. But but she always provided us with parent handouts. She made sure we were staffed paper-wise, to give to parents in regards to information. And they were our first sponsorship. She's connected me with the Ben Austins, Parent Revolution, and just connected me to a great world of education reformers to support Connecticut in closing its achievement gap, and Ellen and Education Equality Project. Thank you so very much. And Brooke Haycock, you're about to see in a minute, from Education Trust. She does a super phenomenal docudrama on student transformation, so you'll enjoy them in a moment. Jeray, thank you very much from Stanford, from Black Connecticut, keeping us informed. And Juanita James, you've just been great around leading. And to everyone in this room, thank you very much, and I look forward to continue on this journey with you to make Connecticut a #1 state. She's telling me to wrap it up, and the country a #1 country for education. Thank you.